Hi, everyone. Welcome to Goddess Garden Book Chat. I'm your host, 11 Goddess. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being a part of Goddess Garden as a visitor, as a subscriber, as a friend of mine supporting me. However, you got here, thank you for being here. I'm excited about today's book. I hope you are too. We're going to be talking about The Pirate of the Prophecy. And I got to this journey because of Treasure Island. That was so much fun to listen to. I found that stories like this did have a lot of intrigue. So I put together a great little deep dive, but we're going to talk about it on the other end in my personal perspective because I have a lot to share about this exciting novel. It is a part of the Empress of the Sea series, and it's by Jack Campbell. And it launches us into a saga filled with daring raids, very exciting stuff. There's a hunt for a person going on, keeps you riveted. There are dangerous waters always that you have to navigate, and characters who command both loyalty and fear. So we're going to start the deep dive, and we'll get into some more of that on the other side.
Hello, friends. From now on, we'll call all of our listeners pages at Goddess Garden. As we grow our community and our library, the focus is always on great reads that make us turn the page. At the heart of Pirate of the Prophecy is Kira Venerith, captain, pirate, and visionary leader of her crew. Her name is one that resonates with authority, but also with the haunting burden of prophecy. Alongside her, we meet figures like Admiral Tanel Karen, sworn to defend order yet drawn into Kira's expanding legend, and First Mate Selric Donvan, who embodies the kind of loyalty forged only through fire, salt, and shared danger. These characters come alive in both their flaws and triumphs. Each encounter, whether with friend or foe, adds another layer to a tapestry woven with ambition, betrayal, and destiny. The world building is also next level here. This novel offers the feels. Being at sea, the search for her, the trust and hope are all there. Campbell fuses his disciplined background in naval strategy with sweeping, fantastical ocean settings, and it truly makes this something with teeth. The sea isn't just a backdrop here, it's a character in itself, unpredictable, merciless, and vast. Ships groan with detail, ports bustle with intrigue, and every horizon suggests danger and opportunity. The thrills are in how the pacing never quite lets you rest. From the opening clash to the whispered conspiracies in moonlit harbors, you're pulled forward as if swept by the tides. Where the book excels is in its precision, the tactics feel authentic, character motives are rooted in believable conflicts, and the narrative rewards listeners who pay attention. Where it could be stronger, though, is clarity in prophecy itself. At times, the visions and omens that shape Kira's destiny blur the line between mysticism and plot device. Personally, I believe listeners may crave sharper detail or clearer stakes, as the supernatural elements weave tighter into the naval framework. I also want to share hidden gems scattered like treasure across the narrative. Listen closely for layers of smaller character moments. An offhand remark from Selric, a subtle hesitation in Admiral Karen's voice, that foreshadow major turns later on. There's also a clever use of sea shanty fragments and cultural lore among the crew that hints at a richer mythology still to come. In future installments, should you want to join the crew in more journeys, these quieter moments are easy to miss in the roar of cannon fire, but they're the kinds of touches that elevate a good story into a memorable one. So, is Pirate of the Prophecy worth boarding? Absolutely. It's a sweeping, high stakes opener that delivers action, world building, and character arcs that keep you listening long after you meant to stop. For fans of naval epics, with a touch of fantasy, it scratches that itch of grand adventure while leaving you curious for the next tide. That's it for today's Deep Dive My Garden Pages. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and drop your thoughts below. Was Kira Venerith a leader you'd follow into the storm? Or is prophecy too heavy an anchor to bear? Until next time, wishing you fair winds and endless intriguing seas.
I hope you enjoyed the chat review that I put together. I want to talk a little bit about the world building that is what really sets this book apart. The audio is a dramatization. You get a lot of atmosphere. And in that world building, along with the the naval tactics that are moving through the underthread of how everything is happening, which was fascinating in and of itself, make this a really fun time. I'm not real big on swashbuckler type, naval type period pieces, but this was a lot of fun. One, because you can relate to what this story is about when it comes to the perspective of this woman has an attribute that people would kill for, a capacity and an ability that makes her hunted. And that translates into several different scenarios in life. So it's definitely a journey you can take and relate to. And then there's also the aspect of being thrust into a position, being self reliant, being a leader, being forward thinking, all while other people are rooting for you without the aid or ability to kind of get you to safety. They're there for you, but they can't really help you in the ways that you need, or you'll all get in trouble. I encourage you to take this journey. I got this. It's in my library. I'm glad I did. I am going to go back on this journey. I'm going to read it again. I think it's worth a second read. The world building alone is worth a second read. Let me know in the comments if you're going to take this journey as well. Hope you like everything that we put together so that you could enjoy this show with some immersive background sounds and visuals. You know me, all about the visuals. And I hope you'll subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you'll come back if you're just visiting because we have a vast library. I keep adding to it. It is ridiculous the number of books that we have to get to, plus a couple of gems that I want to talk about that I've read years ago that were fascinating. And I'm going to go back, refresh my memory, read them again so we can talk about them. But be that as it may, I do want to say Pirate of the Prophecy by Jack Campbell is worth the read. It's worth the time. It's worth the credit if you've got it. I hope that we can come back here for the next journey and talk about some other great stuff. See you later.